On Friday, March 30, the federal government of Nigeria released the list of names of officials of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. The FG claimed that these persons looted the treasury while the party was in power. The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, who addressed journalists in Lagos, said the government was responding to a challenge by the spokesperson of the PDP, who accused the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, of not being bold enough to mention names of those he claimed stole public funds and carried out massive looting of the treasury in the 16 years the party was in power.
Let's just give them a teaser with this small list. 1. The PDP chairman, Uche Secondus, on the 19th of February 2015, he took 200 million naira only from the office of the then NSA under his own name. On the 24th of October 2014, the then PDP financial secretary took 600 million naira only from the office of the then NSA. The then National Police Secretary, Olisa Metu, who is on trial for collecting 1.4 billion naira from the office of the then NSA. Of course, you all know the case of Dr. Raymond Dokwesi, chairman of DAR Communications, on trial, who is on trial for taking 2.1 billion naira from then office of the NSA. The former SSA to President Jonathan, Ludafa Waripamo Owe, is also on trial over 830 million kept in accounts of 4 different companies. 6, the former President Jonathan's cousin, Robert Azibaola. Just on Thursday, a federal high court ruled that he has a case to answer for collecting $40 million from the office of then NSA.
The release of the names has subsequently attracted a lot of reactions, with some commending the move and others condemning it. An EFCC prosecutor, Wahab Shittu, shared his views on the issue with Law Weekly.
Well, there are several perspectives to this. There is the rule of law perspective, which seems to be my own preference, that rather release names into the public air, you should rather focus on the trial process. Whoever is alleged to have committed any criminal offense is then subjected to the trial process to establish his guilt and innocence. That's one perspective. There's the other perspective about the compliance with existing court order perspective. There's this court order that has been given that federal government should publish the names of those who looted and the particulars, the amount and all that. If government is now releasing these names in difference to that court order, one will say that is in furtherance of a court order, because a court order remains secret until it is set aside. The other perspective is the reputation perspective. You don't begin to label and malign people even before they are subjected to the trial process, because reputations are very secret and it could be anybody's turn. So above all, what is important is the fact that the names are, and I also seem to take a very strong exception to the word looted. Because when you say somebody has looted, it means conclusively he has been found guilty, and that's a way. It has a way of denigrating reputations. That is speaking generally, but on specific terms, you want to raise certain questions based on my own knowledge about what is going on. The questions are the names mentioned and the amount mentioned against the respective names. Has it been disputed? I've heard some of those whose names were mentioned come out to say, oh, they collected money for campaign purposes, they collected money from the campaign managers and all that, without denying the substance of the allegation. And then I also read the list, and I found out that some of those people who were alleged to have also taken some money have been refunded. They're making some refund. Then you don't find, so then the emphasis would then be whether the facts published are true or not, or whether they can be challenged. The other perspective is that if your name is, if you are alleged to have looted, and you believe that a clear conscience fears no accusation, then you should say, okay, you can come forward and insist that I should be tried. The, honorable option for anybody. Again, the other perspective, which I also find very, very funny, is the element of politics. Ahead of 2019, you see permutation and counter permutation going on. And then politicians, the political elite are using some of these to score political advantages. They are depending on which pendulum, where the pendulum swings. And this worries me, because corruption is not something, it's so serious an issue that should not be trivialized by politics. We are talking about commonwealth, of the wealth that belongs to you and I and the ordinary folks. And so, if you are saying there is massive hunger, there is unemployment, there is a infrastructural deficit, and that the economy is in shambles, and then you now find out that so much money is alleged to have left the system and it's in some private house, that worries me. And it worries me as a patriot who is also concerned about the developmental process. And I think beyond all of these factors that I've mentioned, this for me is the decisive thing. If some people are holding our money, then we are entitled to proceed against them so that they return it, so that such money can be deployed for infrastructure, for employment, for housing, for providing critical services for the populace to benefit from. So what I'm concerned with the fact that whoever is accused, notwithstanding the motives, or whether it is designed to play politics or to smear reputations or whatever, what I'm more concerned is the element of the trial process.